those electric scooters floating around town and you're thinking now might be the time to buy one for yourself. Well, here's 5 things to consider before you jump into buying your first electric scooter. The first thing you want to think about when you're buying an electric scooter is the battery life. You want to make sure that you're buying a scooter that gets you from point A to point B without having to worry that your battery is going to die somewhere along the way. My electric scooter can easily and comfortably last me up to 15 miles from my starting point. So I can get really far away from my house and never have to worry about the battery dying. That being said, not every scooter is created equal, so do your research before you buy it and know where you're trying to go. I don't mean to be the guy to say it, but make sure that you check the weight limit on your electric scooter before you buy it. Make sure you're buying one that is compatible with your weight range. And they make scooters for a variety of ages, so if you're buying one geared towards 12 and under, then chances are it's not going to work with you. The electric scooter that I have is rated for 220 pounds, so it's nice and fast when I hop on that thing, and it's a lot of fun. But you definitely want to make sure that you are buying something that is geared for your age range and for your weight class. Another thing that you may want to take into consideration as you're going to make this purchase is whether or not your electric scooter has lights on it or a way to lock it, things like that. My electric scooter is the Bird Flex e-scooter, and it has a front LED light. It's a great peace of mind when you're out and it may be a little later than you were expecting to be able to fire that on and make sure that nobody's going to miss you coming. It's also really nice that it has the ability to be locked remotely via the app, as well as keep track of how the battery life is doing on your scooter. Is there a good way to lock it? Is it going to be safe to use at night, especially if this is going to be your #1 method of transportation? Another thing you want to check into when you're making this purchase is whether or not your city even allows you to own and use them. So where I live, it's not a problem. The same jurisdiction that applies to riding a bike applies to riding an electric scooter, so I'm good to go. But if you're living in a bigger city, there may be areas where you can't ride them, and you want to look into that before you buy it and find out that where you're trying to go has a policy against electric scooters. The 5th and final thing that you should take into account when buying your electric scooter is what type of terrain you're going to be riding it in. They make all kinds of different electric scooters, some of them geared to be off-road, some of them geared to be on the highway. But can the one you're buying go in the places you need to go? That is another question that you definitely want to have on your mind as you're looking for an electric scooter. So there you have it. That is 5 things that I would consider before making the purchase on an electric scooter. If you have decided that you're ready to buy an electric scooter, definitely check out the description below. I've got 2 great electric scooter videos up on my channel already, one of which is my full-length review of the Bird Flex e-scooter, the scooter I personally own, as well as answering some of your most frequently asked questions in the second video down there. So if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what scooter you picked and why. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one.